Hey guys, I hope that I'm live right now. If you guys are able to listen to me properly as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please let me know. Hello everyone, I hope that I am live right now. If you guys are able to listen to me properly as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please let me know. Everything is good or AV is good. That's great guys. Amazing, amazing. So how are you guys? Is everybody fine? Is everybody great? Please let me know guys. How is everybody? Is everybody fine? Is everybody great? Please let me know. Amazing, guys. Okay. So, can you guys do a quick revision about what have we studied in our yesterday's class? And we do a quick revision, guys, about what have we studied in our yesterday's class, guys. Please let me know. You guys, let me know what have we studied in our yesterday's class, guys. It's a quick revision. We started with an introduction of Python, right? We studied about variables, print statements. We studied about rules and conventions that are there, right? Python variable naming rules as well as conventions that are there. We studied about the multiple assignment operator as well. Great. Anything else, guys? Anything else? Basics of Python that we have studied in our yesterday's class. So in today's class, what we are going to do is we are going to start by continuing further a little bit. Okay, so let me just open up. Okay, so I missed yesterday's class. Okay, so for those guys who have missed the class itself, see, the only criteria of receiving the certificates is your attention and your attendance, these two things. So if you have missed one class, there's no issues in that. We'll help you guys out with that. But if you miss more than one class, if you miss more than one attendance itself, there is no coming back from that. We'll not be able to issue guys any certificate itself. For those guys who have missed out one particular attendance, it's fine. But if you have missed more than once, then we'll not be able to help you guys out. Okay. Okay, so let's continue from right over there. Let me open up our code sandbox as well. So not collab itself. Okay, I open up code sandbox instead of collab. So I'll just open up collab right over here. Meanwhile, I'll open up the form for attendance as well. Okay, great. So let's continue from right over here, guys. Okay, so we have learned up till this point of time. The next thing that we are going to learn about is something called as your overwriting the variable itself. So let me just open up your live chat so that I'm able to see your chat as well, guys. Okay, here we'll make it smaller. And here. So again, guys, try to understand this, guys, that first of all, you are writing rent is equals to 1,700, guys. Okay, we're writing rent is equals to 1,700. In the next particular line, we're writing rent is equals to 2,000. So this 1,700 value that was originally present inside of rent is now lost to us. Okay, the original value of 1,700, it has now lost to us. You took that value out and you replaced it with something else that is 2,000. So that value is now lost to you guys. This is something that is called as overwriting the variable. That is, when a new value is assigned to a variable, the old one is forgotten. Okay, when a new value is assigned to a variable, the old one is forgotten out there. This is called as overwriting the variable itself, guys. So please do remember this. Okay. The next thing that we have to focus upon is another. Like I said, Python is famous for making code shorter. Okay, to make and removing unnecessary things that you are writing right over there. For example, in this particular line of code, we are having rent equals to 1,700. We overwrite it by 2,000 itself. Okay, so now rent is equals to 2,000 right over here. The next thing. So Arpit Kashyap, let me remove him from the class. Okay, he was asking about attendance. So now he's not there in the class itself. The next particular line, as you're able to see, is rent is equals to rent plus 700, guys. So now the total will be 2,700, right? The next particular thing will be 2700 itself. Okay, so if we are running this particular line of code itself, you guys are able to see that we are getting 2700 printed out on our screen. So right now I am not connected it with the backend, so it is now getting connected right over here. Once it's connected, then we will be able to move further with it, guys. Okay, once it is connected, we will be able to move further with it. Okay, so it is now connected right over here. So we should be able to see 2700 on our screen, guys. Are you guys able to see this 2700? Please let me know. Great. So now to make this code a little bit short as well, instead of using rent is equals to rent plus 700, what Python tells us to do is to write it as rent plus is equals to 700. Okay, it is the exact same thing. It means the exact same thing, guys. Instead of writing rent is equals to rent plus 700, we can write it as rent plus is equals to 700, guys. So we are running this particular code once again, the answer remains the absolute same. If you want to do rent is equals to rent multiplied by 700, okay, you want to do rent is equals to rent multiplied by 700, guys. Okay, so you can write it as rent is equals to rent multiplied by 700. Okay, as you're able to see, you are able to see the answer that is coming up right over here. You can change it to rent is equal to rent divided by 700 as well. Okay, you can do that as well. You can change it to rent is equal to rent minus 700. You can do that as well, guys. So whatever operation that you want to do, you can apply it right over here, guys, and that is how you are able to get and able to change your answer itself. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Suraj Yadav, I will answer your question at the end of today's class. Okay, just remind me once so that I'm able to answer it right over there. Okay, so you don't have to worry about it. Great, guys. Okay, so in a similar way, this is something that is very, very, very important for you guys. Okay, and it helps a lot as well. So make sure that you guys are learning about it. So the second thing that you guys saw right over here was this particular line of code. It is coming up in green. I'm writing a particular hash symbol in front of it. This line is not a code itself, but it is something that we call as a comment. Okay, this is something that we call as a comment itself. In English, what do you mean by comment? You're writing some kind of notes or something like that, right? In a similar manner itself, when you're writing code as well, sometimes you want to write some kind of notes right over there to identify what you are doing right over here, guys. Due to that particular reason itself, we write something like this that is called as a comment. Okay, for example, these two lines of code, you want to comment it out, you don't, and this comment does not run. This is not a code, guys. This is a notes. This is not read by Python itself. Okay, so right over here, if I want to comment these two lines of code itself, okay, these two lines of code that are there rent, what I can do is I can just use control and then your forward slash. Okay, control forward slash. You're able to see I commented multiple lines of code all together, guys. I want to decomment it, select that once again, do control and then forward slash, guys. Okay, that will decomment the line of code for you. So that is how you can comment and decomment multiple lines of code as well. Okay. Okay. The next thing that we need to understand is about data types. Okay, in every single programming language, there are data all around you, right? For example, what can I take up the example? Let's take up this particular charging brick, let's say. So you're having this one written right over here, guys. This is a number. Okay, this is a number right over here. You are having some text written right over here. Okay, you are having some text written right over here. This is a text itself, right? So you are having multiple data that are present all around you at any particular point of time, guys. Okay, at any particular point of time, you are having various different kinds of data that is present around you at all times. To use this data itself inside of programming, we categorize them into various different data types. We categorize them into various different data types, guys. Now you must be learning some multiple programming languages before coming to this bootcamp. In every single programming language, the data types are different. It is not essential that in all the programming languages the data types needs to be same. Okay, it can never be that. It can never be that, guys. the data types are all might be different in different programming languages. So do not confuse that. Okay, in JavaScript I learned these particular data types, in C I learned these particular data types. Why in Python these data types are different? Because these are different programming languages itself, guys. Okay, so in this we are going to start off with the utmost basics, that is integers and floats, guys. Okay, integers and floats. The second only thing that I want you guys to tell you guys, today we will be having two attendances. Okay, I will be taking up two attendance today. If you are missing out on either one of the attendance as well, you will not be able to get your certificates. I'm being very clear with it. Today there will be two attendances, guys. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Today there will be two attendances that will be there. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know. Once I share the link, you will get 5 minutes to fill out your attendance. The attendance, I can take it up anywhere in the middle of the class itself. If you are getting a traffic error, you have to refresh the attendance link, guys. If you are getting a traffic error at any particular point of time while filling up your attendance, you have to refresh the attendance. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. I'm sharing the first attendance for today's class with you. I can share the next attendance after 5 minutes as well. I don't know when I will be sharing it. First attendance, I'm giving it to you guys. Today there will be two attendances. If you miss out one attendance, you will not be able to get your attendance. 5 minutes you are having to fill up the attendance. This attendance thing will be closed exactly at 7:48. Okay, this attendance link will be closed exactly at 7:48, guys. Okay, at exactly 7:48, I will be closing the attendance link. Exactly 7:48, I'll be closing the attendance link, guys. I will not be providing with any more attendance link. I think so this should be more than sufficient for you guys to fill the attendance itself. Set an alarm for 7:47. Okay, guys, great. In exactly 3 minutes, we'll be continuing with our class once again, guys. We'll wait for more 3 more minutes. Okay. Exactly 3 more minutes. We'll continue with our class, guys. I'm just waiting for everybody to come back and then we'll start with our class once again. If I know the basics of Python, so I can skip the class just asking because I have exams. Learning, see, if you're skipping the class, then you'll not be able to get the attendance. If you're not getting the attendance, you'll not be able to get a certificate itself. So that is the reason why I'll definitely say not to skip up the classes. Okay. It's necessary to join the WhatsApp group because it's already filled. Not necessary, but try to join at least the Telegram group to receive all the future updates. Okay. Sir, for AI, will we be concentrating on just research algos or will be doing some MLs as well? We'll just be focusing on research algorithms, pure AI. What is AI in its entirety? That is something that we'll be focusing upon. We'll be having another boot camp on machine learning in particular as well, so you don't have to worry about it. Okay, so that is something that we'll be having. We'll be having boot camps on computer vision. We'll be having boot camps on natural language processing as well. We'll be having boot camps on data analytics, data science. We'll be having boot camps on Power BI, Table, Excel as well. So that is also something that we are going to do. That is going to be a hell lot of a journey with us, guys. Okay. So will be the okay. That is already answered right now. So what about your health? So my voice is not working properly. I don't know why, but maybe I'm taking up 4 sessions on a daily basis. From 6 to 7:30, I take up one career counseling session. From 7:30 to 8:45, I take up this particular boot camp. From 8:45 to 9:45, I take up the next particular boot camp itself on backend development. And from 10 o'clock to 12, I take up one training program. So due to that, I speak on a daily basis a lot. That is the reason why I'm losing my voice, I think. So, okay, no issues in that. Okay, so now I'll be closing the attendance link, guys. A lot of time has been provided for filling up the attendance link. So now in 30 seconds, I'll be closing the attendance link itself, guys. As a first year, which language should I choose to learn? Java, C++? I will definitely suggest go with either one of these languages. It is more than sufficient. More than sufficient. Can we reschedule training program to May but join now? Of course, Aman, you can definitely do that. You don't have to worry about it. Great, guys. Awesome. So let's continue from right over here itself, guys. Okay. Integers and floats. These are the first two data types that we are going to see right now, guys. The first two data types that we are going to see are integers and floats, guys. Okay. Integers and floats are one of the most important, okay, data types that are there inside of Python. I'm just kidding. There's nothing like that. All the data types are as important as the others. Okay. So there's no priority in them. It's just that integers and floats are the first thing that I'm going to teach you guys. Okay, so integers and floats, as the name suggests, it's very simple. Integers are basically positive numbers, negative numbers, and zero. Okay, positive number, negative number, and zero. These are the integers that are out there. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Positive number, negative number, and zero, guys. These are the integers out there. What about floats? Floats basically means your decimal values, guys. Okay, 3.14, 2.18, 4.56, 0, 7, 8, 9, 10. All these are basically your floats or your decimal values. So integers are basically your positive, negative, and zero numbers that are there, and then floats are your decimal values. It can also be positive, negative. Okay, decimal values can also be positive and negative, guys, so that are referred to as floats. Okay, so right over here, let us see 3 and 2 both are integers, guys. 3 and 2 both are integers, but if I'm running this particular line of code, you are able to see we are getting a number that is not quite an integer. 1.5 is a decimal value, guys. Okay, 1.5 is a decimal value right over here, guys. That is a very important point that you need to remember. Okay, great. Secondly, you can use a particular function called as the type function to find out the data type of a particular object right over here. This isn't worth it if we are attending classes and have no right to mark attendance. Why? Because you are not there on time. I showed the attendance. I sent almost 80 attendance links on the live chat, and you're then also saying, and I'm shouting on the top of my voice, that you have 5 minutes to fill out your attendance. And then as well, if you're saying to me that you missed on the attendance, that means you are not just paying attention in the class. And if you're not, I've already said on the very first day, if you don't deserve the certificates, you're not going to get the certificates as well. You want to get the certificates, come to the class on time. 7:30 is the timing of the class. Attend the class live. Sit right over here. Pay attention to the class. Then complain to me that I've not got my attendance. If you are coming to the class late after 13-15 minutes after the class has started, you have no right on saying anything right over there. Yes, the attendance link will be expired within 5 minutes. 5 minutes is, there were 1,400 students that were there live with me. As I'm able to see, 1,600 students have focused, have completed their attendance. These 200 people, where they are coming in from? Where are they coming in from? They are also something that I will remove in the next 7 days. If you want to study here, sit quietly, focus upon the class, learn. There were just 100,400 people live with me. Okay. Well, almost that many people have already filled the attendance link. That means those who are not live at that point of time, those are the only ones who are complaining right now. You are not going to get the attendance. Once I've closed the attendance link, there's never ever a time in the past 2 years I've taken up more than 500 boot camps. I've never opened it once again. We give you a particular chance. We give you a last chance right over here. If you miss out one of the attendance, you might still get your certificates. But if you miss more than one attendance, you will not get your certificates at any particular point of time. If you are coming to the boot camp, you are right over here. If you are missing out on one attendance, you will still get your certificates. But if you miss out more than one attendance, you will not get the certificates at any particular point of time. The attendance is closed. We are not going to open up the attendance anymore. Okay, so that is done. This is the final warning that I'm giving you guys. Come to the class on time. Stay in the class. Today as well, there will be 2 attendances. Today as well, there will be 2 attendances. One attendance is already gone. I'm going to take up another attendance to see how many people fill up the first attendance and leave. These guys will also not get their certificates. If you guys are smart, then I'm much more smarter right over here. Okay, this is not the first time I've been taking up a boot camp, right? But for you, this is the very first boot camp that you are coming to. Try to act smart with me. You want to learn? You can come right over here, study as much as possible, learn as much as possible itself. Gain something out of it. Gain knowledge, gain a project, gain a certificate. If you are here just for the certificate, then please make sure that you are not going to get anything from me. Okay? Good. So let's continue from right over here itself, guys. Like I said, there is something that is called as a type function, guys. Inside of AI, there's something called as a type function itself, guys. Okay. So for the type function, you are having a particular object itself right over here, guys. So type basically gives you the data type of the object right over here. Okay, data type of the object right over here. For example, you are having a is equals to 3 and b is equals to 2.5. So this type function will basically give you what is the data type. Okay, what is the data type of that particular object, that is a. Okay, then if you are running this right over here, you guys are able to see you are having your class int and class float. So the type of a, the type of object a is equals to 3, right? So that is an integer. The short form of integer is int. The short form of integer is int, guys. So you're getting int right over here. Similar to that, you are having your float. Okay, what is float, guys? Floating point number. Okay, what is float, guys? Floating point number itself. Okay. In the previous example, print 3 divided by 2, it's given 1.5. How? There is no mention of any data type. This is Python. You don't have to mention any data type right over here to create. Are you mentioning any data type right over here? A is equals to 3. Are you mentioning that? No, right? So integer divided by integer will always result in a float. For example, if I do this, 4 divided by 2. 4 divided by 2, what should be the answer, guys? Please let me know. 4 divided by 2, what should be the answer, guys? Please let me know. 4 divided by 2, guys, what should be the answer? 2. Everybody says 2, right? The answer is wrong. It is 2.0. This is the difference. 2 is an integer. 2.0 is always a float. Okay, so I'm running this. You are getting 2.0, guys. You're not getting 2. You are getting 2.0 right over here. 2.0 is a float, guys. But 2 is an integer. Right over here, as you're able to see, numbers with a decimal point such as 3.14 are called as floating point number or float itself, guys. Note that even the value 42 is an integer. The value 42.0 will be a floating point number. Okay, so whenever you divide two integers, you will always get float as a value, guys. You will always get float as a value. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. You can also convert an integer to a float and a float to an integer as well. As we are able to see right over here, 3 is an integer, right? 3 is an integer right over here. You want to convert it into a float. So just write float in front of it and it will convert it into 3.0. Any integer you want to convert it into a float, it will just add 0.0 at the end of it. Okay, if you write 46, you want to convert it into a float, it will convert it into 46.0. It will just add 0.0 at the end, guys. Okay, for example, if this is 28.9, guys, 28.9 is a float, right? 28.9 is a float itself. To convert it into an integer, if you're writing int in front of it, will just drop everything after the decimal point, guys. Okay, guys. So like I said, 28.9, if you want to convert it into a integer itself, that will get converted by it will just remove everything after the decimal point. It will just remove everything after the decimal point, guys. You are not rounding it off. Please remember, guys. You are not rounding it off, guys. You are just converting it from a float to a integer itself. No matter if it is 0.9 or 0.9 something something, it will always convert it into a integer by removing everything after the decimal point, guys. By removing everything after the decimal point. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand everything up till this point of time, guys? Please let me know. Great. Now, this is a very important point, guys. Please focus upon this particular point. This is a very, very, very important point right over here. You will not be able to find this particular point anywhere on any of your websites or any of your anything else that you're practicing right over there, guys. You will not be able to find it anywhere. Okay, so try to understand this to its full extent. It's something that nobody else will be teaching you guys as well. Okay, you will only be able to find this if you are actually reading books on Python, which I don't think so you guys are. Okay, so and this is a very important interview question as well, guys. In many of the interviews, this question is being asked right over there. Okay, the point that is being there is floats are an approximation to the number they represent. Okay, floats are an approximation to the number they represent. Please remember this particular line. Engrave it into your head itself. Floats are an approximation to the number they represent. Okay. Now what I'm talking about right over here. For example, if I'm adding 0.23 30 times, as you're able to see, I'm adding 0.23 30 times. What should be the answer, guys? Please let me know. If I'm adding 0.23 30 times, what should be the answer, guys? Please let me know. The answer should be 6.9, right? The answer should be 6.9. 0.23 added 30 times is 6.9, right? So what I've written right over here is I'm checking if the LHS is equal to the RHS or not. This equality operator that is there is checking whether the LHS, that is the left hand side, that is 0.23 added 30 times is equal to 6.9 or not. So according to our mathematics, according to the maths knowledge that we are having, this should be true. This should be true, right? But if you are running this particular line of code, you are able to see that we are getting the answer as false. We are getting the answer as false, that LHS is not equal to RHS. The reason, because 0.23, if it is written, that is a float itself, is not exactly 0.23. It is a little bit greater than 0.23. It is 0.23, something like that. a little bit greater than 0.23, guys. That is the reason why when we add 0.23 30 times, that little bit greaterness that is there gets added every single time. Instead of getting 6.9 exactly, we end up getting this particular value. That is 6.90000000006. That is the proof of the statement that floats are an approximation to the number they represent. Floats are not exactly what they appear to be. The reason for that I will be explaining you guys in 5 minutes. Right now, I'm not explaining the reason. I'm telling you guys this. The difference. I'm not explaining you guys why is it greater, why is it happening. That I will be explaining after 5 minutes. First, I want you guys to memorize this example. First, I want you guys to memorize this example itself, guys. First, float is an approximation to the number they represent. That's the first statement that you have to memorize. Then how to prove it? Write 0.23, add it 30 times, make it equal to 6.9, show it to your interviewer that it is not working right over here. Remove it, show it that the value is coming up to be 6.9000006 itself. And then, after you have proved that, now what I'm going to say is that why does it happen? Then the interviewer will ask you, why is that the case? Why are floats an approximation to the number they represent? Now is what I'm going to explain you guys that you have to answer right over there. So let me open up the paint, guys. Oh, थक गया. So there is something called as precision that exists in mathematics, guys. Okay, there's something called as precision that exists in mathematics, guys. What does precision says? For example, you are multiplying two numbers. Okay, 0.08 divided by 4. Okay, not 0.0 divided by 4. Let me change it. 0.8. Okay, 0.8 multiplied by 0.8, guys. What should be the answer? Precision is a concept that happens in mathematics. This is not related to programming itself, guys. It is related to maths. Okay, so 0.8 multiplied by 0.8, what should be the answer? Many of you guys are saying it should be 0.64. Where is the second decimal coming from? Here you are having just up till 1 decimal point. Here you are having up till just 1 decimal point itself value. Why is the answer going to 2 decimal points? You are having just 1 decimal point right over here. You are having just 1 decimal point right over here. Why is the answer going to 2 decimal points? Inside of a computer, this is something that cannot happen. Inside of a computer, this is something that cannot happen. In the question, you had just a precision of 1 decimal point. The answer can also be of a precision of 1 decimal point itself. Your answer will come out to be just 0.6. Nothing else. Your answer will just come out to be 0.6. Nothing else, guys. So to handle this particular fact inside of computers, that if we multiply two numbers that are having just 1 decimal point itself, the answer will remain up till 1 decimal point. We will not be able to gain much more number of decimals that we need itself. For that particular reason, inside of Python, we started saving stuff as if you are writing a is equals to 0.8. We're writing a is equals to 0.8 will be saved up as 0.8000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000 That is the reason why floats are an up till that many number of decimal points itself. That is the reason why floats are an approximation to the number they represent. They are not exactly the number that they represent, guys. They're always a little bit greater than the number they represent. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please do let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? This is how you need to make them understand. It's a very, very, very important interview question that is being asked right now in the interviews itself. That is the reason why I'm explaining it to you guys. But now I will give you guys a googly right over here. I will change, like the wind was blowing in one direction. I'm going to take up a fan. I'm going to make the wind go into the other direction itself. I'll make you guys confused right over here. If I go back to my code and I write another code right over here, I write print 0.23 multiplied by 30 is equals to 6.9. What should be the answer, guys? Multiplication is nothing else but repeated addition itself, guys. Multiplication is nothing else but repeated addition itself, right, guys? So, repeated addition, we were getting false as the answer. This is what we learned right now. That if you add 0.23 30 times, it gives you false as the answer. Right? That is what we understood right now. How does it happen? Why does it happen? Everything we understood it right now. But we go right over here and we run this. It comes out to be true. It comes out to be true. So whatever we learned right now, why did we learn it? Is it wrong? Is it, what is happening right over here? Why is it coming out as true? We just learned that floats are an approximation to the number they represent. Why is it coming out to be true? It's a very important question right over here, guys. And that is what the interviewer is going to ask you next. And why in this particular case, multiplication is repeated addition. You told me that in repeated addition, you are proving that this is floats are an approximation to the number they represent. And why in multiplication, it is not coming out to be true. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back. We're going to understand this particular concept as well. When you add two numbers, okay, repeated addition, guys, 0.230000000123 plus 0.23 0.0000000123 and so on and so forth. So first, what will you do? You will add these two numbers together, right? You will add these two numbers together itself. That is 0.4600000246. So the next number that you're going to add is 0.2300000123, right? So what is happening right over here? Right now, you are not able to identify that you are adding the exact same number again and again and again. Because you first take, so what do? You are having 30 numbers that you are adding at once. You're adding 30 numbers at once. So what do? You Python go like this. Python will just watch two numbers at once. That okay, 0.23 plus 0.23, okay, 0.46. Next 0.46 plus 0.23, next 0.69, and so on and so forth. That is how Python adds the number. That is how you used to add numbers when you were kids. If you were having, when you were small, you were having 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. You should do 1 plus 1. Okay, that is 2. Now I'll add 1 again to it. So 2 plus 1, that is 3. Then I'll add 1 again to it. 3 plus 1, that is 4. I'll add 1 more to it. Then you're having 4 plus 1, that is 5. Then you're having the answer as 5 right over here. That is how you used to add stuff when you were a kid itself. Think about Python as the same thing. Think about Python as the exact same thing. Python is also nothing else but just a kid. It is able to see just two numbers, add them up, then the next number, add them up, then the next number, add them up. So it is not able to understand that again and again it is adding the exact same number. So it is not able to optimize it at any particular point of time. It is not able to optimize the code at any particular point of time, and hence you add. When you add 0.23 30 times, okay, you add 0.23 30 times, you get a little bit greater than 6.9, a little bit greater than 6.9 as the answer. But when you're multiplying stuff, 0.23 multiplied by 30, Python knows that you have to add. What is my multiplication? Multiplication is nothing else but repeated addition. It is repeated addition. That is, Python understands this, that every single time I have to add the exact same number, that is 0.23. I have to add the exact same number every single time. So it does an optimization right over here. It will do 0.23 0.000000000123 plus 0.23000000000123. It will add them up. It will add them up right over here, guys. Okay, 0.4600. It will remove everything after the decimal point. After 0.46, it will remove everything after that and replace it with 0.0000000123 once again. So now having 0.0246, now having 246, it will revert it back to the basic count because it does an optimization right over here. Because it is a repeated addition. Python knows that it is doing addition again and again and again and again. I have the exact same number. So due to that particular reason, every time it adds two numbers, it will remove all the things after the zeros and revert it back to the original format. That is 0.000123 itself, guys. Okay, so that is why while doing multiplication, you get an exact answer of 6.9 because Python does an approximation, optimization right over here, guys. Python does an optimization right over here. Now, please do not take this 1, 2, 3 or to your heart. That always it is going to be 1, 2, 3 itself. That is just an example that I'm using right over here, guys. It's just an example right over here that I'm using. It is not going to be 1, 2, 3. It is going to be something else. It's just an example that I'm using right over here, guys. Okay. So this happens with Python or in applicable to every languages out there. No, for every language handles it in a very different manner. For every language, it will be a different thing that they are doing right over there. In Python, this is the format in which they are utilizing the concepts right over there, guys. Okay. Are you guys able to understand it? Please let me know. Okay. So this optimization part is a very complicated process and I'm able to understand many of you guys are not able to understand it. Okay. Do one thing. I'm giving you guys a small assignment for today. Will you guys be able to do this assignment? Please let me know. Will you guys be able to do this assignment for today, guys? Please let me know. A very small assignment, guys. A very small assignment. Will you guys be able to do it? Please let me know, guys. Yes? I want you guys to listen to this part of whatever I taught you guys. Let's see, this is a very important interview question right now. You need to understand it. So before, right now, I'll end the class right now itself. I'm ending the class a little bit early. Spend 15 minutes right now itself to listen to the class once again. Once you listen to the class once again, the last particular portion, understanding about this particular concept of floats are an approximation to the number they represent. It will just cement into your brains itself, guys. It will just cement inside of your brains itself, guys. You will be able to understand the concepts very clearly. So I'm going to end the class right now. I'm not going to take up the second attendance. I'm not going to take up the second attendance. There was only one attendance for today's class. There is no second attendance for today's class, guys. I want you guys to rewatch the last particular part of the video itself. Listen to it very carefully and try to understand it, guys. Okay? Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. That is your assignment, guys. Very simple, very easy, guys. There'll be no second attendance that will be there. Okay, I've already taken up the attendance itself. So for those guys who have missed their attendance, if you have missed the attendance, no issues in that. From tomorrow, come to the class on time. Be in the class from 7:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time itself. Fill out your attendance. We'll still give you guys the certificate. One attendance, if you're missing, we'll still give you guys the certificate. But if you are missing out on more than two attendances or two attendances as well, we'll not give you guys the certificates. It's as simple as that. Do the attendance through the assignment for today. Come to the class on time from tomorrow itself. And we'll continue from right over there. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Bye, guys. Bye.